Everyone is talking about the latest James Charles drama thanks to Tati's viral video, Bye Sister. It's also pretty apparent that public opinion is firmly in Tati's favour, with her subscriber count going through the roof, while James's count flounders. People have leapt so quickly to vilifying James that despite me not being a fan of his, it's made me pretty uncomfortable. The fact that he supported an opposing vitamin brand to Tati's and refused to support hers isn't great in terms of friendship goals, but it's also a personal beef that possibly shouldn't have been aired online. And far more importantly, the evidence supporting James's newfound status as a sexual predator is sketchy at best and non-existent at worst. And the fact that people are watching his downfall with glee now, totally willing to be the prosecutor, judge, and executioner, doesn't sit well with me, and it shouldn't with you either. Tati makes various accusations against James, and justifies her public takedown by claiming that James was leaking his side of the story to drama channels, and that he was pressuring her into accepting an apology on his terms via text. However, she doesn't provide any of these texts. But then she proceeds to claim, at 10 minutes into her video, that her receipts are stacked thick. So where are they? Where are the receipts? You possibly shouldn't make a video coming after someone which alludes to them being a sexual predator without also coming forward with what evidence you have that made you draw that conclusion in the first place. The evidence that she does later go into is all anecdotal, and it only shows that James is immature and says inappropriate things that have made social occasions occasionally awkward for her, but it doesn't support her later allegations that he's a full-blown predator. To sum up Tati's evidence of James's predatory ways, at nearly 21 minutes into her video, Tati mentions the Jaclyn Hill after party, where James said something, she won't tell us what, inappropriate. In light of the allegations she makes later in the video, the audience is likely to construe that it was a sexually inappropriate remark. The main allegation, however, that's got everyone up in arms is that James pressured a straight waiter into behaving sexually in his favour, in Tati's words, at her birthday party in Seattle. When Tati told him that the waiter was straight, James allegedly responded, "It doesn't matter, I'm famous." Yeah, that's pretty gross, and very immature. But it doesn't confirm that he's a sexual predator. It's important to note that we have no context for this comment. He may have been joking among friends, for all we know. Let's not forget that this is a 19-year-old kid. He's going to say stupid things in public at some point. We all have. Tati then proceeds to accuse James of trying to use his position to twist this kid's sexuality and take advantage of him. This is a pretty serious allegation, but the only evidence she provides is a dumb comment made by an entitled 19-year-old kid. I'm not saying that James Charles definitively is not a sexual predator. I'm just saying that we should probably hold out for real evidence that confirms that he is before just going along with the narrative. Since then, a guy has come forward claiming to be the waiter in question, and in his video, he actually details that he was feeling bi-curious and DM'd James and actually hung out with him. Regardless of whether or not this is actually true, the evidence that Tati provides is just not up to standard. There have also been a couple of female singers who have claimed that James DM'd their straight boyfriends, which was probably annoying for them, or possibly amusing for them, but again, it doesn't actually count as predatory unless he was being sexually intimidating or some such, of which there is again no evidence. To further reinforce the image that Tati is painting of James, she says around 26 minutes into her video that he made comments at yet another dinner, this time between him, Tati, and his own parents, that all men are a bit gay, and he also allegedly made further sexually explicit statements. Again, we can't really blame Tati for feeling awkward there, but the fact that James has a candid and open communicative relationship with his parents doesn't actually prove any of her allegations whatsoever. To sum up, I actually really like Tati, and I usually like her content, but I don't like this video where she comes for a 19-year-old airhead and claims that they're a sexual predator without providing any solid evidence. The worst part of all of this is, of course, that the internet has gone on to decide that everything that Tati said is entirely accurate, without waiting for the evidence, if there is any, to come to the surface, and are now taking a perverse pleasure in watching the career downfall of a teenager. The power of public opinion sure can be brutal.